medyo discouraging siya. Kasi imagine, putting so much effort into something, tapos maririnig mo yung isang tao na tawagin yung effort mong bare minimum. If you know the work this person is putting in when it comes to their growth, it's more beautiful to show support. Hello! Ito ang medyo seryosong podcast. This is Gianne speaking. Okay, actually hindi ko alam kung bakit ang lakas ng loob kong gawin ang episode na to. Ganito ang klase ng content I usually put out there. But yeah, the responsibility lies not just on content creators like us, but also to content consumers like you. Okay? And me. So getting to the meat and potatoes of this episode, let's talk about problematic-ish social media advices na somehow nagiging viral sa mga feeds natin. And one way or another, napaisip tayo na, oo nga no, sige gawin natin yon, diba? This is the mindset I wanna have. Wait, okay, for this episode, let's talk about it. Pause ka muna because hindi natin dapat lang tinitake yung mga advice ng kung sino-sinong strangers na nakikilala natin sa internet. Yes, kahit ako. Okay, huwag kayo basta-basta maniniwala sa mga advice na binibigay ko. Okay. Even if it sounds good to the ears, we should still consider a few more things, okay, before we apply the advices we hear on social media. Ito, lagi ko tong naririnig, so let's get right to it. Number 1, if he wanted to, he would. Nung una ko narinig to, honestly, yes, you're a queen, yes, deserve. Parang ako, wait lang, sige. If we would really analyze it, no, alam mo, personally kong na-prove na hindi pala siya laging nag-a-apply. Kasi, meron kaya akong gusto, pero hindi ko naman ginawa para sa kanya. Diba? Kasi, it's not something that we can oversimplify, okay? We're coming from different backgrounds, we're coming from different experiences, different environments, and this is not something we could just generalize or oversimplify. So in the context of relationships or partners, kadalasan naman willing or wanting sila, but what's keeping them from doing it could be the capacity. Diba? Could be mental, physical, or financial capacity. So I think there's beauty in empathy, understanding na not all the time if he wanted to, he would. Because we are actually complex human beings. Para i-oversimplify natin yung mga sitwasyon natin sa isang statement na kagaya nito. Because this statement most often or always assumes that everything is always perfect for us. So now, I get where we are all coming from because I've been there too. May mga tao naman talaga na willing to go an extra mile. And gusto natin they go an extra mile for us. Yung tipong tatawid ng dagat levels, ganun. And it's great to experience that. Pero, alam mo, sa akin ngayon, more than the weight of the action, mas na-appreciate ko na yung consistency. Kasi yung advice na if he wanted to, he would, kaya rin namang gawin niya ng mga breadcrumber tsaka ng mga love bomber di ba? Pero you know what sets apart a committed person? That is consistency. And that is on period. Okay, so that is number 1. Okay, let's talk about the viral advice number 2. If they're not adding value to your life, they don't deserve a seat at your table. Table? Kasi first of all, you only entertain people who serve a purpose and bring value to you. I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a relationship to me. That sounds like a transaction to me. So here's why I think this could be problematic. Because it's a little bit self-centered, diba? It sounds like we only entertain someone when we can take from them, and that is sad because we need to have, again, I just mentioned a while ago, we need to have more empathy towards other people, especially to the ones we care about. Because let's be honest, diba? As human beings, there are just times we cannot always give. Mayroong mga oras na ubos tayo, hindi natin kayang magbuhos sa ibang tao because we're going through something, we're going through challenges, and ikaw personally, would you like people to cut you off just because you cannot give? Na pag sa season na to, hindi ka na hindi ka na purposeful sa kanila, hindi ka na value-adding sa kanila, they're gonna cut you off. Would you like that? Wouldn't you like them to stick around even when you're feeling crappy or you're feeling down? So, if we keep doing this and take this advice to every relationship we're having, the next thing we know is we are already in isolation. And I wouldn't want you to be in that situation, okay? It is just too much to ask from other people because even us, ourselves, we don't always have value to add to someone's life. Yet, we want to be welcomed and be offered a seat at their table. There you go. That's number 2. Let's talk about number 3. Medyo ano yata to. Torn ako dito. Pero sige, let me explain. Number 3. It could be problematic if we keep on labeling efforts as bare minimum. Eto, ganito, bare minimum yan. Dapat gawin mo lang yan sa akin. Dapat gawin mo lang to, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so at least for this one, no, bad-ish lang siya, okay? Ano lang siya, kailangan lang ng tamang application kasi depende naman talaga yan sa context. Importante kasi talaga yung may standard tayo. And as you know, me, myself, and I am all for standards. But we have to put balance into it. So here's why it could be problematic if hindi natin siya ma-apply with maturity. First, entitlement over appreciation. We need to understand that people come from different experiences and backgrounds and minsan madali lang sabihin sa atin yung, dapat gawin niya lang to, part ng role niya yun. Diba? Sa'yo, underwhelming yun. Pero could be possible na for that person, binigay niya yung lahat ng meron siya, diba? Down to the very last drop. And I think it's important to know that people are trying their best and they deserve appreciation for that. Okay, so secondly, kaya it could be problematic is medyo discouraging siya. Kasi imagine putting so much effort into something, giving it your all, trying to learn or unlearn, tapos maririnig mo yung isang tao na tawagin yung effort mong bare minimum. Parang ang hapdi nun, di ba? Again, medyo related sa first, pero context reveals so much more. Okay? If you know the work this person is putting in when it comes to their growth and when it comes to doing better, it's more beautiful to show support with their growth and with the efforts that they're putting in. Let them know that their work, even their inner work, matters. Again, going back, I'm not saying settle for less, okay? It's okay to set a standard, which of course we also apply to ourselves. When you put a standard on someone else, it's important that you also have the same standard for you. Okay? Hindi yung puro demand lang tayo ng demand. So, what I'm saying here is the lens we have towards other people should be through the lens of empathy. And of course, self-reflection or introspection. It's easy to just believe and absorb whatever it is that we see and hear on social media. Sobrang dali lang. Like, in a few scrolls, diba? One time, I was just scrolling through TikTok kasi diba short form siya. I was just scrolling, parang ako sige, konti lang, 5 minutes. The next thing I know, I've been scrolling on my phone for an hour. Oh my gosh, an hour of my life. And imagine hearing lots of advices from different people, from strangers, in a span of 1 hour. I'm not sure if we're actually built for that. So in real life naman, di ba, ikaw ba gusto mo yung, let's say, okay, gawin natin siyang parang physical encounter. Gusto mo ba yung may makasalubong ka lang, may advice sa'yo, take mo agad yun? We need to be responsible consumers of content. Okay, so with me, I'm here to be vulnerable and admit that I am chronically online and that's somehow borderline addiction to social media. I'm so sorry, self, for doing this to you, but I'm doing something, okay, I'm working on it, I'm trying my best, and now one of the things I am working on is I need to be selective, that's number 1. And number 2, I need to be more intentional with how I use social media. So I'm not saying here, don't use social media anymore, wag ka nang mag-TikTok or Facebook or Instagram Reels. It's okay, you can use that, that's a tool. But we need to be intentional in how we use it, okay? Don't let it fog your brain. And I'm speaking from experience because that's what social media does to me. I don't know. if baka ako lang yun, diba? But if you're someone who can relate to me na this is something you're struggling with, let me share this advice. Be intentional with how we use social media. So, sinasabi ko yan hindi lang sa inyo, pero pati na rin sa sarili ko. But yes, the main point is we do not have to do everything on social media. You don't have to believe everything you hear online. And sige na, you don't have to believe even the things I just said in this podcast.
Oh, hanggang dito na lang tong episode na to. But thanks for listening. Let's be friends. Click the follow or subscribe button. Leave a comment kung hindi ka busy. And follow us on IG at Medyo Seryosong Podcast. Ano ba yan? Ang daming utos. Bye!